We will now talk about comparisons and see different errors that can be made simply by comparing values. And we start with floating point values, okay, and then look at the pointers. Okay, so not a number, that's a special bit pattern in a double or float or long double that represents a non-existing value. That means something which is not mathematically defined, such as one of these. Okay, and the interesting thing is that we can change the behavior of the program even though it looks as if we don't. The reason is that a comparison with a not a number is always false. Okay, and so if A or B is false, then we will always go to case 2. And okay, so that's how it is. But we may think that this statement could equally be written like this. But since if one of them is not a number, we will treat it as false. So we go to the else case, and case 1 instead now. So with integers they are equivalent, of course, but not with not a number as one of the operands. Okay. More about comparing. We can compare pointers, and if the pointers point to elements of the same array, then we can use all relational expressions and equality. But what we can do is that we have an array and we have 2 pointers pointing somewhere. We have P and we have Q, and we can compare which one is equal or less than or greater than or etc. than the other. If they point to memory which was allocated in one piece, meaning the same array, and that would also be valid for the same array within a block that was allocated for from malloc. Okay, but if we have 2 different nodes in a list or a tree or anything, and they were allocated by malloc separately, then we are only allowed to use these. We can compare them for equality or not equal. Both are called equality operators and expressions. But we are not allowed to compare like this. That means UB, which means undefined behavior. Well, I don't type it. So that is not allowed. And typically we don't want to do that either. Why would we? Okay, if we really want to, for some reason, we can get into troubles. Say we have a tree and we compare the nodes with addresses, and then we may think that when we run the program on a different machine, we will have the same addresses to the different nodes. But that's not the case. On one machine and another machine, there can be different versions of malloc. And even when we upgrade the machine, there can be a different version of malloc. So the nodes will, the addresses here will be different. So it should not be done. We always want to have programs which are as much as possible deterministic. If we really want to compare something with less than or greater than, then we should not base that on the address, but we should base it on an integer that is a field in this object.